Hey there, in this video series, we break down everything you could want to know about the future of real estate, eXp Realty, and how it's becoming the lifeboat for real estate agents looking for more in their business or personal lives. Subscribe for more and make sure to check out our other videos where we break down all there is to know about the model. Welcome. This video is an introduction to the Sustainable Revenue Share Program at eXp Realty, why it's important to agents, how it works, and who it's for. Let's get started. The Revenue Share Program is important because it's created one of the most powerful things for real estate agents: hope. Let's face it, if we continue to operate our business like we always have, we'll be selling real estate until we retire or die. And unfortunately, I've attended more funerals than retirement parties for my colleagues. And taking a moment to understand the program that's been created for you at eXp is important because not understanding it means that you have one option in your business: sell homes and earn money. If you do understand the revenue share model, you have two options: earning money and selling homes, and you can work towards creating a passive income. So let me ask you, what was your goal last year in transactions? What's your goal this year in transactions? What will be your goal next year? How about in 5 years or in 10 years? What's the end game here? Are we to keep selling homes forever and keep increasing our goals? Revenue share has its roots in the profit share model created by Keller Williams. KW was able to grow to the largest real estate company on the planet with the profit share model, which involved sharing a portion of the profits with the agents who helped grow the agent count to the company. Now, Glenn Sanford was working with KW and saw that while the profit share model was the key driver to the company growth, the agents couldn't rely on the income they received as the profit share was reliant on the company's profit. So if the profit was low, the agent's income was low. He recognized that the profit was impacted by the high expenses of running a real estate office, especially the bricks and mortar buildings and office spaces. So he created eXp Realty in 2009 with no offices in order to reduce the overhead of the company and make it more agile. From this, the revenue share model was born, which would revolutionize the real estate industry. Now, with the revenue share model, the top line revenue of the company would be shared with the agents who help grow the agent count in the company before any expenses are accounted for. Now, this created duplication and predictability because it's much easier to forecast revenue than profits. So where does the money come from? Every real estate company collects fees from its agents. For some, it's in the form of flat fee per transaction, or it's a desk fee monthly, or it's a split based on the commissions earned per transaction. Those fees go to run the company, the brokerage, and pay for the salaries of the employees, the overhead of the company, the offices, and finally the profits are distributed to the owner of the real estate company. I guess if you look at it this way, there's always an owner at the top. They own the real estate company, the franchise, whatever it is. Then in the case of a franchise, you have regional owners, then you have franchise owners, and then you have managers, and everyone receives a little piece of the revenue that's being generated by us, the agents. And we're down here selling homes every single day, bringing home the bacon for everyone else. At eXp, we do things a little differently because we're all owners by way of stock. So we all share in the profits that broker owner would normally receive. It's like the company is ours and the managers, brokers, and support staff all work for us. This is really part of what makes eXp so special and why so many agents have what we call eXp insomnia after seeing this, and they can't sleep because they are finally waking up to the way that the industry has always been run. And now that there's an alternative solution that makes sense, well, it's a real eye-opener to say the least. First, it's important to understand one term that we use here. It's a sponsor. At eXp, when you join the company, you name a sponsor. A sponsor is the agent who introduced you to eXp and most influenced you to join the company. This is the agent that you'll partner with, and you will assume the benefits of all the agents that your sponsor is partnered or aligned with at eXp. When an agent joins the company and names you as their sponsor, you're eligible to receive a portion of the adjusted gross commission income, or AGCI, that the company receives on that transaction. We did another entire video on the fees for eXp, so if you haven't checked that out, make sure you watch that to understand the fees. When eXp earns a revenue, a portion of that revenue is shared, hence the name revenue share, with that sponsor agent. That amount is 3.5% of the adjusted gross commission income. Now, this happens for every transaction until that agent caps for the year. For most agents, this means up to $2,800 a year for a capping agent. What's a capping agent? Well, it's an agent that does enough transactions to reach their $16,000 cap in fees for the year, after which they no longer pay a split to the brokerage, therefore there is no revenue to share. This might sound confusing, so let's look at an example. If an agent who named you as their sponsor does a real estate transaction and is paid a gross commission of $10,000 for round numbers, they would keep 80% or $8,000, and $2,000 would go to eXp as revenue. Since you, as a sponsor, earns 3.5% of the AGCI, you would earn $350 in revenue share while eXp retains the balance for operations. What if I sponsor 10 agents to eXp? Well, if they're all capping agents, you can earn up to $28,000 per year. Now that's about $2,300 a month, or enough to pay a car payment and maybe a good chunk of a mortgage too. Now we know that agents know agents, so we'll say that your sponsored agent is in Tier 1, meaning that they're directly sponsored by you. If that agent in turn sponsors an agent, the new agent would be in your Tier 2. Your personally sponsored agent would receive revenue share from the revenue generated by their sponsor agent. If you have personally sponsored 5 or more agents, then that unlocks the full revenue potential from Tier 2, and you can actually earn an income from the revenue generated by agents in Tier 2, up to 4% of the AGCI. For an example of how this works, let's say that you were to personally sponsor 5 capping agents to eXp. You can earn up to $14,000 a year, or around $1,167 per month, which is great. Now, if those 5 agents, on average, were to sponsor only 3 agents, so maybe some agents sponsor 4 or 5 agents, and some agents sponsor 1 or 2 agents, but the average is 3. This would result in 15 agents in your Tier 2. Now, if all of these agents were capping agents, this can result in $48,000 a year, or $4,000 a month. So combined, this is a little over $60,000 a year, or $5,000 a month. Now, the question that often comes up here is, well, we know that not all agents are capping agents. Well, the revenue share is proportionate to the agent's cap status. So if they only reach half cap on average, then your revenue share would be half of that amount. It can never be higher than that amount. So even if you sponsor an agent who sells $100 million a year in real estate, the most you can earn is $2,800 per year from the revenue that that agent generates to eXp. Now that's because that agent caps, so they go to 100% split and no longer generate revenue to eXp, so there's no revenue to share. It's important to stop here and observe that the revenue share for an agent in Tier 2 is actually higher than that of Tier 1. Why would that be? Well, this is one of the key drivers to the collaboration and support that happens within eXp. You see, by creating revenue share, agents now have a personally vested interest in supporting the growth and production of agents that they sponsor to the company. But by offering even more compensation for the agents that your Tier 1 agents sponsor, it compels agents to help all of the agents, not just those that they've personally sponsored. Collectively, all of the agents who join your first 7 tiers would be your revenue share group or organization. I've seen a lot of estimates out there, but on average, each agent in your organization or group can generate around $500 to $1,000 per agent per year. So if you have 100 agents in your organization, it can mean between $50,000 and $100,000 per year of additional revenue. Now, of course, there's some agents at eXp with thousands of agents in their organization, and that can lead to some incredible life-changing numbers, which we're not going to talk about here. There's a lot of factors here, like the number of agents that you have personally sponsored, which unlocks full revenue from other tiers, and the individual productivity of the agents in your organization. What many agents face is that when they join eXp, it was not necessarily for the revenue share. They were looking to increase production, save on expenses, etc., but not really looking to build a revenue share organization. Then at one point, they ended up sponsoring a colleague or a friend to eXp, and that agent ends up building a massive revenue share organization. Now, because you've only sponsored 1 or 2 agents, but your entire group suddenly comprises of maybe hundreds of agents, you miss out on that revenue because you don't have tier 2, 3, 4, etc. unlocked, right? This exact scenario created the expansion share program. This allows you as an agent to receive a small portion of the revenue that's generated from all the tiers of agents you have in your organization, even if you haven't unlocked those tiers yet. Now it works like this. You can see on this chart the expansion share column. This means that if you have an agent in tier 2, but you haven't unlocked the full or exponential share, you still earn the expansion share. It's usually about 5 to 10% of the full revenue. So for some agents, it allows them to participate in revenue share without having to make agent attraction a main focus. For others, it's an incentive to unlock additional levels of revenue. Either way, it's a great way for all eXp agents to participate in the additional tiers of the revenue share program, regardless of the number of personally sponsored agents. Now, I'm the first person to say that revenue share is not for everyone, just like selling real estate is not for everyone. But for those who see it, understand it, and put some effort towards it, the possibilities are endless, and the life that it can create for agents is truly astonishing. I think that if you really understand business as an entrepreneur and the power of passive income streams, it's a no-brainer. I can't really see any argument that would be made to not be with a company that offers revenue share component as an option. I hear some people say it would be a distraction to selling real estate, and that could be true. But there's a lot of distractions in life, and we all have to decide how we divide our time in the day. Elon Musk somehow managed to operate several of the largest companies on the planet, while others can barely handle 1 appointment in a day. I mean, it comes down to what is important and a priority to you. So if you love selling real estate so much that you would never really want anything else but selling real estate full-time for the rest of your life, that's great. But for some, the idea of having a residual income stream coming in monthly just to help augment their real estate sales income is super appealing. Maybe an extra $1,000 or $5,000 a month to help cover some of your expenses on the slow months. And for others, they see the opportunity in building their residual income as a way to step back from real estate sales. Now again, everyone has different objectives and priorities, and it's important to figure out what your goals and dreams are. If this is your very first year in real estate, you may not be super keen on building a revenue share organization because your goal is to crush real estate sales. I get that. And if you partner with Simone and I will do everything in my power to help you do that. If you're tired, burnt out, ready for a change, or just hyper entrepreneurial, maybe attracting agents to eXp is something you put some focus towards. Some of the top people at eXp grew their revenue share 2 hours a week while selling full time. Others have used their YouTube and Instagram influence to naturally attract hundreds of agents. The great thing is, because we're all owners, the more agents who join eXp, the better that we all do. It's often referred to as one big fire, and it's fun to be part of the growth for sure. So what if you want to join eXp, build a residual income by attracting agents, but you have no idea where to start? Or what if you're already with eXp and you're just not seeing the results that you wanted? Well, fortunately, many people before us have paved the way. Just like selling real estate, you can go out there and wing it, or you can have a coach or a mentor to guide you along the way. With agent attraction, there's a number of great resources out there for you to tap into. First of all, there's a couple of great books. One is GoPro by Eric Worre, and the other is Building an Empire by Carruthers. I'll link to both of those in the description below. I highly recommend them both to anyone looking to build up their revenue share. Additionally, our friend, mentor, and business partner at eXp, Brent Gove, who is one of the most inspirational, loving, and successful people that we know, has a bunch of resources available on his website. I'm going to put the link below for you as well. And finally, if you're interested in a resource that combines everything that our agent attraction coaches have taught us, plus downloads, scripts, and other resources all in one place to boost your agent attraction, check out Simone's Mega Attraction Bootcamp. We think it's the most comprehensive course available on agent attraction from one of the strongest and most inspiring women in our industry. I'll link to that below as well. It's amazing. So I hope that answers all of your questions about revenue share. But if I've missed something, please type it into the comments below or reach out to me if you need any support on real estate production or want to learn more about joining eXp Realty now or in the future. Check out the rest of our videos on all the various aspects of the model, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care.